So I do have to apologize to everybody because I did feel like the singing in the Sissy Awards was a little much. I felt like I sung everything the entire time.
I strongly disagree. This is a great segue, though, for me to talk about the Celine Dion documentary to you. Because did you watch it yet?
I didn't watch it, but I did finish The Bear. So I was prepared to talk about The Bear, but not Celine Dion. But tell me about Celine. What should I be prepared if I watch? So it's worth the watch?
Definitely worth the watch. They give you a trigger warning, and I'm glad that they did, because she has like a medical emergency on camera because of her, so she's diagnosed with stiff person syndrome.
What's that?
It's like 1 in like a million chance that somebody gets this. It's where all your muscles, like, you know how you get like a Charlie horse?
Yeah.
And it's like, ouch, and your muscles stop working? It's like that's happening in her body all the time. And so it affects her vocal cords because those are your muscles. And so she like had to take a break from singing and performing. And she's so sad because she loves performing. And oh my God, it was, there were emotions.
Oh, that's harsh.
But then there were songs because she's just like so fucking funny as a person. And she just will randomly start singing, which is why I don't think you should have to apologize for
it was just
who you
lot.
Are, Bridge.
Thank you, but I think next time we could tone it down a little bit because I was like, wow, 1 or 2 lines is great, but I was at literally the chorus for multiple
You were
songs.
Whoopi Goldberg in this track too. Just leading us all, yes. Okay, but what do you think of The Bear, season 3? Let's do a quick little Bear.
I'm on the fence of the ending.
I know, and it was kind of like,
why couldn't it be
more?
Why couldn't it be a 2-part?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, why can't we know what it says? And then there's, like, they did the cans, right? For that, the first kind of, like, intriguing one or whatever. Why couldn't they do something really smart like that, but still show us something? So I was a little annoyed at the ending.
Yeah.
The rest of the season was great.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
didn't understand why Carmi and Richie were so beefing. I missed their, relationship.
That was in the very last episode of season 2, where Carmi thought he was talking to Richie, but he was talking to Claire, and then Richie went over and was like, you messed it up with Claire, and then they got in their own fight, and then everybody's fighting, and it's rough.
Yeah, but and the facts, or the brothers, the facts, the FAKS.
Who's that?
The funny ones, the
the ones who were like talking about being haunted, which I'm like, that's funny.
They were great. They were a great ad. But my absolute favorite episode was the one with the daughter and Jamie Lee Curtis. I thought that was unbelievable.
Chips. Oh my God, I cried the whole time. I was like, this is so great.
Incredible. And the other thing that was really cool is I think they added, it was a little more of like a love letter to cooking this season.
Yeah, it did feel like that.
Fun.
They were talking about like with that one restaurant that was closing, and it was like all the chefs talk about why they wanted to be a chef and how it's not really about the food necessarily.
It's about the people.
It's about people and other stuff, and oh boy.
My heart.
So, can I tell you my prediction?
Yes.
For the review.
Oh, I did a lot of reading on this. So go, and then I'll tell you all the threads I read.
Because he kind of like, I don't know, the way they filmed it and edited it made it seem like he didn't really read the review in depth. He kind of was skimming, and then we were seeing certain words, and some of the words we saw were like bad words.
Yeah.
And I think that because he didn't read it fully, there were bad words being used to say, like, not about the restaurant in present, but about maybe what it was before and or other restaurants in comparison to. So that really they were just using those words in that sense, and then they're going to say, like, not bad things. That's what I predict.
I think it will be a good review.
Yeah, I do.
But
I do too.
I read, you have to read it. Some person took the words, laid them out, and then predicted what it would say, like a game, like fill in the in-between words.
But did they use ChatGPT?
I don't know,
I don't
Katie,
approve.
Maybe.
Okay.
But what they said was Carm has elevated to a level, but didn't bring anyone else up to that level.
Yes, well, that I would agree with that.
And so I think that his reading, by the way, we're spoiling this, listeners.
Spoiler!
Big spoiler. You'll have to...
That much.
They
have a restaurant that got a review, you know.
Well, I'm going to tell that when he, like, screams, like, fuck at the text message, I think it was Sydney quitting, but I think it was, like, this idea of, like, oh, I thought everybody was on this, like, ship with me, but he was such a jerk to everybody.
Yeah.
In comparison to the guy he felt like was a jerk to him, and nobody, like, got to his level. And so I think the review was going to say, like, the chef's brilliant, but nothing else around him is.
Oh, that would make me sad.
It would make me sad,
I'd
too.
be like, Richie's brilliant. Gosh, so's everyone else.
It would make me sad too, but it's like you can kind of see that they're trying so hard to get there, but he went so fast, so quick, like a new dish every night, and
that's crazy.
He had years to be at this level, and like they're just trying to like get there in like 6 months. So
if you have a new dish every night, how do you have a menu?
I guess you have a new menu every day.
It's a lot of paper.
I don't.
And your girl likes to look up the menu before I go somewhere. So if they're like, well, you're going to have to just talk with the waiter, I would be upset. Well, you're putting me on the spot to order? Absolutely not.
Well, when they were like, make the lamb meal, and everyone's like, well, which one was
They're like, which one? So funny.
So...
It's like, yeah, Carmi, those are practical problems. You made those problems, didn't you?
But it was so good. I loved every episode. And it was cool seeing how the uncle had no money. I thought that was cool.
Oh my God, yeah. I was like, uh-oh. I just still think of Lake Placid every now and then when I see him in the show because he was in Lake Placid.
Oh my God.
I'm like, did you spend all your money on crocodile hunting equipment, sir? On a helicopter?
With your inappropriate jokes? Is that how you lost your money? Lawsuits?
Big, gorgeous boobs. That's what he says.
Back to our
Lake Placid 16, y'all. Give it a listen.
16.
Wow.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, sisters who've seen it.
Hello
there.
Welcome back, listeners.
How we doing? Are you ready to ho na 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 hey?
Hey!
As I just said, I wouldn't sing anymore. I'm so sorry.
Open
I'm
up
so sorry.
Okay. All right. Let me introduce ourselves because we are not singers on the outside, but on the inside we are.
No,
and we're not babysitters, although maybe we are sometimes.
Maybe.
We'll see. But we are the Sisters Who've Seen It.
Woo!
The podcast where two sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
And the brain, the center of the chain. The brain, the center of the chain. And that's all you need to pass your science exam.
Beatbox.
Wow, what's the movie this week, Bridge?
This is the 1995 original, The Baby Sitters Club.
Oh, na, yeah!
So you might look it up real quick and you find the Netflix show. Oh, no. You gotta take it back to 1995 and you will see the perfection that is this movie.
I did like the Netflix show, though, I gotta say.
I have so many nuggets
memories
to share. I have so many nuggets. I have so many nuggets to share.
Oh my God.
Who's doing this synopsis? You?
Oh, who did Problem Child?
I feel like I did.
Okay. Oh God, it's up to me then. All right. Babysitters. Okay.
Oh.
Well, we do start off with "Ho na 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 yeah." So when the movie starts off, we get exposition about the babysitters and the club. And there are, how many babysitters? 7? How many? Jesus Christmas. We got a lot. Let me count the heads in this one photo of everyone laying down.
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I counted 7. There's a bunch of little, these are junior high school ladies. I believe they're like 12, and then 2 of them are a little younger. The president of the club is Kristy. Kristy is a lot of energy, I
Pause.
guess.
Kristy
Pausing.
is Sissy SpaceX's daughter.
Yes! I did know that, and I love that!
How about that fun
mean,
fact?
The fucking talent. She also, that same actress, was in, did you ever watch the movie Snow Day?
Oh.
It was from, like, the 2000s.
Way long ago.
Yeah, she's, like, a teenager in it, and she's, like, the girl best friend to the boy, but she has a crush on him, but he doesn't notice her because she's just the best friend, and then they make out anyway, and you're like, what? What's happening? Anyway, that's Kristy. So, Babysitter's Club, essentially the point of the club is all the little gaggle of girls hang out in one of their rooms and they have a landline phone. And people will call the landline phone to book a babysitting gig. And, you know, people, I guess, don't get to pick who the babysitter is, or maybe they do, but it's kind of like whoever's available will be there. And there's 7 of us, so hopefully we're all available. I do have questions about holidays because I feel like that may not work out right with the math, but it's fine. And so life is good. We're all having a great time. We get to meet some of the girls. So we got Kristy, the leader. We got Marianne, who is played by Rachael Leigh Cook. She's
her first movie.
Oh, thank God.
Before, like, all of her kind of 90s bops.
She literally has a Jonathan Taylor Thomas haircut. It's the 90s.
The shampoo was per plus. The shine, I can't. It's amazing.
The cut was bowl. It was great. Okay, we got Marianne. Marianne is a stepsister, Dawn. If you did not listen to our second Sissy Award episode, which was the last episode, please give a listen, because Bridget talks a lot about Dawn and how she might have wanted to be Dawn.
I wanted to be Dawn.
Dawn's personality is she's kind of like a hippie and is like, yay, let's save the earth. And I like to eat vegetables. And I'm like, we should all be like Dawn. So I don't know why we're trying to make a joke of it. Like, that's great. Good for Dawn. Then there's Stacey. Stacey is boy crazy.
Oh my God.
She is the episode of Portlandia where they go boy crazy. That's Stacey. She loves shopping. She's blonde. I don't know. She's from New York City. That's a thing.
No, she has a serious secret, Katie.
Oh, it's so shameful.
Don't tell anyone.
I'm laughing because it's not shameful at all. She has type 1 diabetes. I'm gonna say it's type 1. It's pretty serious, guys. And she has a pump, I think. I don't know. They probably didn't show it because the 90s were dumb. But yeah, she has diabetes. And it's like, oh my God, don't tell anyone. Jeez. And everyone's like, I guess we won't. Even though, like, it's your health and people should know about it. But okay. And then there's then we got Claudia. I love Claudia. Claudia's the artist.
Amazing.
Claudia is kind of like art is life, life is art, fuck school and science. And I'm like, cool.
Let's take a pause. Claudia is played by Tricia Joe, who passed away in a car accident.
Oh my God.
Freak
that makes
accident.
Me sad all day.
I think it was like 2022. Sigh.
Oh, rest
Continue.
in peace, Claudia. Okay. Well, she's not dead in this movie. Jesus. And yeah, her whole thing is, I like art and, I gotta go to summer school. And they're like, Claudia, that's pretty serious. There's no adults, by the way, if you're wondering where are the parents. There's none.
Never.
We only
Never
meet Kristy's adults, and even they are kind of weird. So that's Claudia. And then there's 2 other ones. Oh, Lord. One of them's Jessi. They don't really get a lot of screen
Mallory.
time.
Well, you know a little bit about
Mallory.
She's writing a book about the first American nurse.
Mallory wants to be a writer. And I think in the books, because this was on the TV show, Jessi is like a trained ballet dancer. And in this movie, it's like, Jessi likes to dance around. And she's just like beep boop bop with an iPod.
Well,
I was like, wait, is she a classical dancer? Oh, we don't care? We're not gonna... Okay. All right, cool. We'll just... Okay.
When I was like, are we truly ignoring the black girl? Like, this is so annoying.
It's not good. So they all have their own problems, but essentially the point of the movie is it's summertime, life is good, and Kristy comes up with a big idea. Kristy in her backwards hat, she goes, guys, I got a great idea. We're only 12, but we're going to run a summer camp for little children. There will be no adults. There will be no, safety protocols. We may not even watch the kids because a lot of them wander off. That happens a lot. So I don't know, parents. Maybe, like, use some judgment next time. And there's, hootenanny shenanigans, the daycare, and they're trying to earn money, and it's crazy. And then Kristy's fucking biological dad shows up in her life. He's an absentee father. He's a fucking deadbeat who lives in a trailer, but he says he's staying in a hotel, and there's so many flags, and I hate all of them. And Kristy doesn't tell her friends because secrets and puberty something. And then, in the end, friendship is magic, and huna na na hey, And that's, I don't know, somehow nobody gets arrested. There's a lot of moments people should get arrested. But...
We're going to do a quick little check, okay? These actors. Okay.
Yes.
The ages they were playing, both Mallory and Jessi were playing 10-year-olds. And Jessi was actually 10 and Mallory was 12. Not bad.
That's not bad, yeah.
Then Stacy, Marianne, Claudia, Dawn, and Kristy are supposed to play like 13-year-olds. Stacy's 15.
Okay.
Kristy is 13.
Okay.
Dawn is 14.
Okay.
Marianne is 16.
What?
Claudia is 17.
Claudia was probably like, I'm fucking over these children. Okay.
Hence the phone in her room. Okay. And then Logan was 14.
Oh.
Cookie? Or Koki?
Her name was Koki, and it's not a good prediction for her in life. I'm worried about it.
Was 15, but Luca, who played the 17-year-old, and we have to talk about that plot, was 23, and Alan was 15.
The 23-year-old kissed a 15-year-old on screen.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Oh,
and then the plot
no.
was so bad because it was like, I'll be back next summer. She's like, I'll be a year older. And I'm like, well, then he'll be 18.
That's what I said. I was like, it's going to be worse then. Don't do that. Oh,
but in real life, he's 23, and that's terrible. How do we get into this, Kate? Let's do it.
Hey. I mean, I'm sorry. I know we keep singing the song, but it's an iconic song, I gotta say.
The first scene is a calendar made by the artiste, Claudia.
Definitely.
And I remember thinking, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. I need to draw pictures on a big calendar like this.
You just need doodles on the side.
Just the doodle calendar. There was pictures of horses. There was rainbows. There was Christmas trees. It was so freaking cool. And then this scene actually made me laugh really hard. Is Kristy was like getting ready. Do you remember the 90s? Like every movie started off with like a kid getting ready.
Yeah.
But it was very bad. It was like slow. Like you could tell the camera was like, and go. And then she like paused and then started kicking her legs on.
She is wearing
I can't
boxer shorts under jeans, and she tucks a dirty shirt she grabs from the hamper into the boxers, which are under the jeans.
Okay.
It's the summer. I mean...
The outfits...
Too many layers.
The outfits were out of control.
Out of control.
Boxers...
I mean...
that doesn't even fit with the personality, because if you're going with, like, I don't care tomboy, why are you adding an extra layer of clothing? I hate it.
And she did brush her hair, even though it was in a pony, so I don't want to hear it. It was a lot, but it was the 90s. And backwards hats.
Because
that's how we know that she's just a tomboy, and I like baseball. That's me. Y'all know it. Kristy and I like baseball, and you're like, that's a weird personality. When we see Dawn, she is picking up trash, and I wrote, there's Bridget picking up trash in the neighborhood.
Dawn wore long jean skirts, jean vests.
Amazing.
And her hair was always really, really, really frizzy with like braids or like pulled back braids, like she was going to the Renaissance fair.
I don't hate the hair look like that.
Fantastic.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm like, how do I do braids like that? Like, but you like two little ones.
But I will tell you, Larisa Oleynik or whatever, The Secret Life of Alex Mack, right? Star.
Yes.
I always remember her with this like super straight, thin hair. So this was like a totally different look that she had this like perm do.
Oh yeah, they like did.
And I remember thinking how freaking cool it looked. And I was like,
well, and we had her also in 10 Things I Hate About You much later on.
Oh my god.
She was in that as well. So that's Dawn, and then Marianne's personality. Oh.
Why is Marianne dressed like an old lady librarian?
I don't know, but that is a plot in the show, which is kind of fun. And not sorry for bringing up the show again. But yeah, I don't know. And I almost wondered, because I never read the Babysitter's Club was like a book series.
I never read it either, but it would have been perfect for my age. I just don't know why I didn't.
I never read them, but I wonder if maybe in the book, like, they didn't address that, but she just dressed, like, kind of weird. And then in, like, this movie and then even the show, people were like, we need to address that.
Because if you're shy and you're 13 in the 90s, you might just wear, like, big sweatshirts. It doesn't mean you wear, like, little freaking Ralph Lauren dresses and, like, frilly turtlenecks.
She was a horseback rider, Bridge, which is a weird thing. Why were we on horses all the time in the 90s? Let me know.
These kids were rich as fuck.
Oh my God.
These were a bunch of little rich kids.
I literally was like, everyone lives in a fucking mansion.
A mansion.
Where they're like, where are you gonna have the camp? Like, who has the space? I'm like, you all have the space! You could bop around everybody's yard and, like, the parents would know.
They did that. They created a camp in their mansion's backyard.
The backyard. Like, what?
I understand now why Ellen Burstyn was so pissed as the neighbor.
Yes, we're gonna have to talk about that when we get there. But I do want to say with Marianne, she is 12 or 13. She does have a boyfriend. His name is Logan, and that's kind of all we get. And you're like, okay.
Logan is played by Austin Green. Austin O'Brien, not Austin Green.
What is he in? Or what was he in?
He was in My Girl 2.
Oh.
And I just... Young me was like, oh, he is just so dreamy.
Did you watch My Girl 2 a lot?
JTT haircut. I just think he was in a lot of, like, TV shows and guest stars. I don't know. I just remember him being like...
Wasn't he in that movie with the little dinosaurs that fly around? Do you know what I'm talking about?
That's right! Prehysteria!
Oh, Prehysteria! Yeah, that's what I recognized him from.
Yep.
Okay, everything else, can't speak to it. But,
yeah,
he's fine. He's just there. And then, okay, that's Marianne, that's all. So, yeah, Stacey, we talked about her. She's got diabetes. She's boy crazy. Mm-hmm. Go, Stacey, go. And then the other two. Oh, and then Claudia's failing. She failed science. No adults. Does this girl, like, have a learning disability that none of the adults are doing what they should do to help her? I mean, I'm worried about it. What do you mean? Like,
I honestly think it's because they're using her landline for this business. She probably never gets a moment.
She can't get her homework done.
They're all meeting in her room. She's never studying. These freaking parents are probably calling. By the way, the rich parents were like, can you babysit tonight? Can you babysit tomorrow? I'm like, were they like bopping back then? Because
definitely.
The internet did not exist in 1995, and that's how you knew.
They're all just going to a swingers party. They're like, you just gotta watch all the kids once, because we're all busy. Figure it out, guys. Oh, Lord. And then, yeah, Mallory is writing a novel, and Jessi may or may not be a dancer. She only gets about 10 lines or less in the movie. It's all great.
I'm so annoyed that they didn't do anything with Jessi, because I felt like Jessi looked like the actual part. Dressed fairly 13-ish.
Right.
Acted 13-ish. Fit the part.
Yeah.
Mallory also looked like she was
old
plopped
lady
out of
girl.
an 1800s book. And I was like, why are you wearing weird suspenders? And
so many questions.
Oh my God, the overalls. And I what's happening?
Wait, do you know what that actress also did, though? What other movie?
What? No.
This is very obscure, but I feel like you have seen this movie. She was in Tank Girl. She was a kid in Tank Girl, and LOL. It's like the only other thing I know her from, because she gets kidnapped and traumatized.
And the Quick and the Dead.
Oh, all right. Who
knew that?
Damn. Yep, so that's the babysitters, and, you know, life is good. Claudia's confession about failing science, she's just like, ugh, guys, woe is me. And they're all like, we'll help you, Claude. Where the fuck was your help during the school year, guys? Okay? Because now Claudia's summer is ruined, and it's too little too late for me, okay? And pretty quickly, Bridge, we do meet Luca, who is a 17-year-old foreign exchange boy for a weekend? Who is he? How did he come to be?
First it was like I'm babysitting this little girl, Rosie, and her little cousin is in town from Switzerland.
Switzerland!
And then we learn he's not little.
And
he's 17, and then she is like Aruga, and I honestly hated that whole plot.
Wait,
but
he was like that too, though, and I was like, it's a lot, guys. Take a shower.
It's a lot, and also Stacey dressed it like she was Diane Keaton at 13. Like, that was a lot too. Like all their outfits,
the knee-long skirts
unbelievable.
and a turtleneck. Yeah,
she wore blue and white stripes. She had skinny belts and literally pleated pants. What? Like, not only did that come back into fashion like 3 times, it's coming back again. I think literally Gen Zers are dressing like Stacey from the Babysitters Club.
Oh, God. Not
Check
that.
It out. If anybody
don't...
wore a crop top, they would all look like what they look like now.
I hope they don't try to date Luca, because he was a lot. He came off so strong. He kind of like piggybacks on her babysitting, and he's like, now we're all hanging out. And I'm like, ugh.
It's a lot.
And then he right away asks her, like, let's go to the movies. And then she's like, totally. And then this is where it cuts to her talking to her mom, and she's like, God, Mom, my diabetes! My life is over! He can never know! And I was like, what do you mean? Like, it's not like he got... I don't know, chlamydia. Like, we're all good, girl. Like, just tell him. It's really gonna be okay.
Because I understand at 13 being like, stop babying me.
Yes.
About, like, eating enough sugar and all that. I get that. But we never got to see her be actually babied. We just had to believe that happened, and then she would react really intensely.
Well, and also in the show, take a sip every time I bring up the show, because I liked how they did this. They bring up the diabetes where it is kind of a secret at first, but then you come to find that she was afraid to tell her new friends about it because her old friends bullied her, which is weird, but they did. And they like posted a picture of her having like a diabetic seizure on the internet, and she was upset and she didn't want to lose her friends. So like, it made more sense in the show, whereas this is just like, oh God, I'm a leopard. Jesus.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy. So anyway, Kristy's like, yeah, guys, let's do a summer day camp because we need money. Let's just get all the kids all together. And then, this was cute too. She was like, and then we can all hang out together because we're not like separate babysitting. And I'm like, honestly, that is probably fun. Get to like work with your friends. I mean, I would like that, I think.
Listen, Kristy was an entrepreneur. I
really
love the
was.
idea.
Yes.
She put it together. She got it going. She was a really go-getter. It was her stupid fucking deadbeat father that got in the way.
Oh my God. He makes me so mad. I freak out. But before that, Bridge, we do have to talk about how, yes, everyone in the 90s is horseback riding because we are in
Richtown.
We're in Connecticut, which tells you about the population and the demographic. Thank you. And this is where we meet Cokie. Her name is Cokie, Bridge.
Okay.
Who picked that and why? And did she call herself that? Or did her parents name her that? So many questions.
If any of you want to picture who Cokie is, Cokie is the actor who was in Full House.
Yes, she was in Full House a lot.
Bad influence friend.
Yeah.
Gia, I believe.
Yes, her name was Gia.
And, okay, when did Clueless come out? Because either she copied the looks from Clueless or Clueless copied it from her. Her outfits were on fucking fire.
Yeah.
Did you?
I thought you'd like the outfits.
It's, oh my God, it's the same year. Clueless debut. I mean.
Imagine if it was like the same costume designer and they're like, just give her some of fucking Clueless outfits. Who cares?
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like Cokie, and then she has 2 girlfriends who I don't know their names, and the 2 girlfriends are portrayed as like really dumb.
Yeah.
Like concerningly dumb. And I was like, you guys okay?
I think it was Susie and Grace, but nobody cares or would know that.
Nobody
She just yells at them the whole time.
She does, and she wants to get with Logan
My
just
God.
cuz. So she's gonna go invite him. she invites him. Oh my god, I didn't fucking write it down. It was
A
such
Smashing Pumpkins concert.
Smashing Pumpkins! Pokey. You can't go to Smashing Pumpkins dressed like that, girl. You are gonna get thrown in a mosh pit real quick. It's gonna be bad, okay? I'm worried about it. Yeah, it's fucking weird. And she literally hits on Logan right in front of Marianne. And you know what, Logan? You could speak up a little more, okay? You could say a simple line of, I'm spoken for, okay?
In 2024, if Logan was captured on TikTok in this scene, the comments would show red flags.
Red flags. Marianne, dump his ass.
All he had to say was, I have a girlfriend, I don't need to go. And Marianne was right. He's like, I'm not going to go. She's like, but you never told her that.
Yeah, Logan.
Why don't you tell her to beat off? I think you like the attention, Logan. Huh?
Wow, Logan. Maybe you should go fuck yourself with Smashing Pumpkins. How about that? Sorry, he's 12. Yeah, so that's Cokie. It's weird. I don't know why we needed, like, a teenage bully in this movie, but I guess that was a thing in the books. It's weird.
They did. So one of my favorite parts of this movie is they had, like, little villains sprinkled all over. So you had, like, she was kind of the villain.
Yeah.
With certain scenes, the dad was kind of the villain.
The dad was the biggest villain ever. The neighbor was portrayed as the villain.
The neighbor was the villain.
Definitely not the villain.
And I think just, like, the kid shenanigans.
It's fucking crazy. And then the camp starts up, and this is where the neighbor, like, right away, is, like, getting fucking shit thrown in her garden over the fence. Are you kidding me? Okay. I would freak the fuck out.
Let's talk about this actor.
This is Ellen Burstyn.
Yes. Famous for the Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, God. She's great in that.
She's great in that.
Yeah.
The Exorcist. One of the Exorcist ones.
I think she's in the second one, yeah.
Divine Sister... Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood.
Yeah. She was in The Wicker Man. Yeah.
So, this is an iconic actor. And was needed. Because some of the other adults were a little 90s random actors. Yeah. And they needed, like, a solid character. And she did great. And honestly, I thought when I watched this movie, I'd think of the parents and be like, man, my kids are not being, like, taken control of. But I thought of that woman, and I thought, this badass single lady has a mansion in this rich town. She's traveled to Africa and all over the world, and she's just trying to sit in her freaking garden, and these asshole kids create a camp next door.
Yep. And the kids immediately are unsupervised, and they find a giant slingshot, and they slingshot like crap into her yard. And I just don't understand. We have 7 babysitters. I counted. There are 7 not adults, but trying to be. And, like, there was so much unsupervision happening. At one point, a little kid is in the bathroom, and they're using a shaving razor. That's how we go to the hospital.
That was Rosie.
Oh, Rosie was on screen a lot. And I was like, whose kid is this? Because something's happening.
Okay, I actually want to answer that.
Tell me.
But I don't know specifically, but Kevin Costner had one of his kids in this movie.
Was it Rosie? Oh, God.
I don't know. I'm going to Google that. Keep talking.
Well, there's just a fucking lot happening. And then the first day of camp. We already started camp. We're already up and running. The day is going. And then Logan decides this is a great time for me to bring my friend. And what the fuck was his jabroni friend's name? Oh, God, what was it?
Alan?
Oh, Alan, yes. Okay.
Who loved Dawn.
Alan loves Dawn, which is annoying but fine. And Logan's like, he can help out. And I'm like, that's cool, Logan. Except we've already been here for like 4 hours. So, like, again, this is another red flag where you can't plan and you can't communicate. And now you're just dragging someone in to look like the hero. Last minute.
Oh my God.
I don't want to hear it.
Back to Kevin Costner's children.
Okay.
The quiet past the mustard, and then the one's like, that's the mustard. Those were his kids.
Okay. Oh, the one girl who, like, didn't talk at all, and everyone's like, what?
Yeah, and she goes, she wants the mustard. That's Kevin Costner's stuff.
That is fucking random. Why, Kevin?
Okay. Here's the thing with Alan. I understand that he was trying to be like, I'm goofy and I have a crush on Dawn. But, like, Logan kept trying to help him but I don't think Logan was helping him. I think Logan was just mean.
I think Logan needs to be broken up with by Marianne because she's on to bigger and better things. Okay.
Mainly her wardrobe.
Don't stay with your boyfriend that you had when you were 12 years old, kids. All right? That's my one piece of advice for this movie. But, Bridge, we don't have time for Logan. We don't have time for Ellen. We don't have time for unsupervised kids because Kristy's absentee father appears on the road. Okay. Doesn't even call her. He just drives up next to her like a predator and is like, "It's me, your dad." And she's like, "I haven't seen you in years and you never call me and I literally didn't know you were alive. Hey!"
Okay, let's get some specifics down.
I hate it.
Kristy also has 2 siblings at home.
Oh.
Are these siblings her dad's siblings, or are they step siblings and she's only, because why doesn't the dad care about his other kids?
So, in the show, which is my only other form of comparison, Kristy's biological dad, she had 3 other siblings with that dad, and then her mom married the new guy, and he had his own 2 kids, which equals 6 kids, 2 dads, 1 mom.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
The one from the show that was her younger brother was David Michael, and there is a David Michael in this movie, which I thought was the biological dad, but maybe they changed it to make it not the biological dad. Why doesn't the dad want to see
David Michael?
I don't know, but I didn't like it. I don't like buying little girls revealing dresses. I don't like when we pick them up and spin them around. I don't like it. I don't know you. We don't know you. I don't like it. Okay?
You know
if you're a 12-year-old listening to this podcast and your absentee father rolls up as you're riding your bike, don't do it and tell your mom. Thank you.
It was so sad. He tells her, "Do not tell your mom I'm in town because she thinks I'm a loser and I want to wait till I get this job, and that's why I'm here. I have a job here and I might be here for a long time, but just hold out and don't tell your mom or anybody else." And boy, oh boy, does she keep a secret. And that was so gross because if any adult tells any kid to keep a secret, they're the worst.
They're the worst. Yeah, whatever the secret is. They're
the worst.
Be fucking secrets.
I don't care, ever.
Not good.
Surprise
not
party,
good.
Don't care. You could blow it. It's
so
fine.
I just want to point out, Bridget, I know you weren't a part of this episode, but for our listeners, Children of the Corn, the guy Bert, who I did not like and was the main male character, and I thought he kind of sucked, and he should have been murdered in the cornfield. That's who plays this absentee father. So
typecasted as a horrible person.
We should have known something was awry. She should have got out her corn crucifix and fucking threw it in his face when he appeared. But
wow.
She didn't, so it's fine. So anyway, that's terrible, and it's bad, and I hate it. And then, I don't know, there's just more like camp stuff. I wrote a little bit about some kid bullying. I mean, that could be anywhere in the movie.
Well, it's because Kristy's buddy, Zelinsky, what's his name?
Sam?
God.
Was it Sam? The kid who she's like, "This is Blue. He wants to hit a home run, but he can't even hit the ball."
Jackie Radowski.
Oh, Jackie.
And they were all bullying Jackie Radowski because they said, "He can't hit it. He won't hit it. He'll never hit it." And then he tries to swing and hits his foot.
There's also,
so they were kind of
on top of all the bullying, there's also a lot of bystanding because Kristy's just like, "Guys, you're crazy." And I'm like, "Kristy, you're the adult child. You gotta shut him up, all right? Jesus."
I'll tell you though, for whipping together a kids camp in a couple weeks in their backyard and getting, revenue wise, not profit, close to $8,000, not freaking bad.
It's not bad. I mean,
they got it together.
The privilege helps, they had indispensable income from their absentee parents, so.
No permit, no business license.
No insurance.
And they end up winning in the long run because of the neighbors. That's just being white and rich, people.
It's just how it goes. Yes.
Yeah.
So
it's impressive, though, I will say. I was like, okay, they got it together, and the kids seem to be having fun.
yes, the kids are having fun, but this is where we start to see Kristy is like kind of abandoning her babysitting responsibilities. And she's like, I gotta leave early. And everyone's like, where you going? And she's like, don't worry. And I'm like, I worry. Okay, bye. And it's not good. The only friend of hers that does know about this, and it was because she was with her when the dad first came up, was Marianne. So Marianne knows, like, her dad is around, he sucks, but he's around, and it's secret keeping. And then at one point, the dad's at a campsite, and then Kristy brings Marianne, and they're because she's like, I don't want to be alone. And I'm like, that's also bad that you have a feeling of not wanting to be alone. Hello? Listen to your feelings. And then the dad makes them pancakes that looked like the shape of sperms.
They did. He called them mouse pancakes, and she laughed, and I thought, they look like sperm.
I didn't like it.
I hated them.
I didn't like it one bit. I mean, I just feel like we should have called the police a lot. We never do.
I laughed because the friends were like, what, does Kristy have a boyfriend? Is she wearing a dress? It's like, it's an old man with a beard picking her up. Excuse me, friends, get it together.
Gets in a sketchy camper, and one of them goes, is that her boyfriend? If it is, call the authorities, because it's illegal. Okay?
This is the same crew that was like, do you like him? Like, I'm sorry. What's happening?
It's so bad. And then at one point, okay, there's also a subplot with a greenhouse. I don't know where we found a greenhouse in the woods.
We needed an office because basically we were kicking so much butt making our $8,000 revenue.
Okay.
That we could just get our own office. We wouldn't have to bother Claudia all the time. And everyone's like, this is super cool. We're like going to franchise.
Claudia's like trying to not get held back next year. She's doing her summer school. Jesus.
Bomb tickety. And they found the greenhouse and they thought that was cool. And so then they had to get that going.
So they're like, all right, guys, we're going to get this all together. We're going to clean up the greenhouse. It's going to be great. But then this very quickly turns into everybody yells at Kristy. And it's like, you're not a bad friend. And Claudia's like, you haven't helped me at all study. And I was like, Claudia, I hope you've been studying because, like, Jesus Christ, everything's bad.
I thought they were a little harsh with Kristy. And when I was younger, I thought Kristy's annoying. Now that I'm older, I thought, lay off her.
Any type of ganging up situation always feels, like, not right. Like, it doesn't feel fair. And
not
they
right.
were definitely ganging up. And then they were also, Dawn gets really mad at Marianne because she's like, Marianne knows, but she's not telling. And Marianne's like, oh, I wear dresses, so I'm scared. And everybody's mad at everyone. It's just really bad. And then I wrote a line that says, Stacey is so boy crazy. And this might be where she goes on the date to New York City? Is this the time?
I do not understand what was happening.
Somebody help.
Let me get this straight. Stacey, cool girl, Ralph Lauren, Polo, I dress like Diane Keaton, Stacey.
Yep.
Gets invited at 13 to New York City with a 17-year-old. Parents are aware of the ages.
Okay, that is the other thing. Because she's like, I didn't tell him my age. He thinks I'm older. And I'm like, that's fucking fine, Stacey, but your mom has a brain. And
your mom has a brain.
I believe that guy's adult. Maybe has a brain. I don't know.
She is from California. Or no, that's Dawn.
She's from New York City.
So she's from New York City. So her dad still lives there. So are they divorced?
They are. Stacey's parents are divorced.
So her parents were like, okay, cool, go see your dad. And then this guy could go too. And your dad could show you around. And so you have a supervisor. I was like, I'm believing it. But then they go to a teen club.
And Claudia's there too. She brings Claudia. And I was like, Claudia, where do you fit in here? Because you're not even pretending like you're older.
Well, and I'm like, all we did was take Claudia to the Met. There's so much other cooler art shit, but whatever. And they go to a 16 and under teen club, and that's when they get called out for being young. Now, I did like that Luca had a huge reaction to her being 13. That was good. That was a good thing. I just feel like the parents knew what was happening, and that shit's weird. Because if little Kate my little Kate is dating some 17-year-old at 13. I'm slashing his tires and
Me
burning
too.
down his house. I'm sorry.
They're not allowed to leave. I'm not letting you get in the weird camper van.
No,
we're not doing it. It's so bad.
And I can't, and they always make Stacey taking a cab. They're like, Stacey's from New York City. Sometimes she still thinks she is. And all they do is show her in and out of cabs. And I just laugh. And then she when she dramatically comes back from New York where her life was over, she has like little skinny Kim Kardashian sunglasses coming out.
Not
like
those.
All dramatic at 13 coming home, and her mom's like, it's okay. He's been outside for 6 hours playing the harmonica.
The fucking
Just
harmonica!
give him a chance. I was like, no.
The heartbroken harmonica. I was like, get him off the stoop, Mom, because
This is horrible.
This is the worst. And at some
I'm gonna
point,
be the meanest mom. I would be like, Luca, go home.
I would too. No, I'd be like, you're not welcome here, and I won't say it again. They do also at some point, and I think it's before the city, they go on a fucking hike. Like, this guy couldn't read the room. Like, he was like, Stacey looks dressed for a hike as Diane Keaton in wedge heels. Let's do it. And she has a diabetes issue, and then that's when she does tell him I have diabetes, but she doesn't tell him how old she is, and then here we are. That's how we got where we got.
His accent also was so bad. I was like, I don't understand what is happening.
The fucking harmonica took me out. Like, I had to lay on the couch, like, oh, I just got shot, just got taken out.
She's like, where are we going? And his response was, heaven, hopefully.
Hate it! And when they do kiss at some point.
They kiss after
it makes
she's
me so upset.
They kiss after he knows she's 13, and I hated that.
And that
I
means
would
he's
have loved.
complicit.
I would have loved if he said, which was still gross, but in 1995 would have worked, said, hey, you know what? This isn't meant to be for now, but like, call me in 10 years.
When you're 18.
And make it this like, kind of like bigger romantic thing to be like, hey, this was fun, and I think you're a great person, but I'm not the guy for you. You know, give me a call. And I would have thought that was 10 times better in the 90s than making out with a freaking 13-year-old.
Lest we forget from the pants, which feels very adjacent to Babysitter's Club, when the guy that Bridget lost, not this Bridget, the movie Bridget, Pants Bridget, lost her virginity to, which was one of her soccer coaches, which was inappropriate. And then he, went to her home. He didn't have a harmonica. And he kind of was like, we gotta, wait, but then we can hang out. And I was like, okay.
I hate it.
Stop going to their houses. We don't like it. All right. I gotta move on. Bridge, I want to talk about Claudia and how they help her study, because eventually Kristy is like, my God, I've realized I haven't been a good friend.
As we know, every epic movie, stay with me in this one, has a montage.
Yep.
Has a good music montage. This movie didn't do that, and they knew we gotta throw in a musical number. We gotta make it something.
Musical's a strong word,
Who's
Bridge.
better to do a rap than 6 white girls
and
that
2
are
white
super
boys.
rich, and 2 white boys that are super rich, and we'll let them beatbox and talk about how the brain is the center of the chain.
And that's all I learned from that rap, by the way.
The cerebellum to the something, and then Claudia got a B- from that.
Claudia took her final with the biggest horseshoe I've ever seen in my life on her goddamn desk, and like a 4-leaf clover, and just, she had like a pile of shit, and I was like, nobody cares that, okay, this is so unserious.
The mushy side of me, though, that I loved at the core of what I believe is the books, but didn't read them, but like got the gist of it, and this movie, is that female friendships, especially at this young age, are everything.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're taking the test. Like, you know, it's kind of adorable at how serious they were like, this is, if she's not in the Babysitter's Club, we can't even do it. Like, this is our best friend in the entire world.
They're like, she has the landline in her room. We can't get rid of Claudia. We need her.
Who's
going to doodle on the calendar? Gosh.
There is a fantastic woman I follow on Instagram who is like feminista or something, and she wrote the book For the Love of Men. Do you know who this is?
No.
Liz plank. But there's this great quote of her talking in an interview where she says that my female friendships are so deep and they raise the bar like so high, it's hard to date men.
Yeah.
And
I feel that a little bit.
Well, no, but it's true. But you even see it in this movie. Would any at 12, right? They are above and beyond in everyone's life, like bending over backwards to make everyone feel so amazing all the time. And it's just kind of like, wow, that's a timeless thing. Because those books were from the 80s. This movie's from the 90s. Even the latest one, it still kind of hits.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done with my mushies. We can move on.
That was beautiful. We
Thank
still
you.
have some mushiness, though, because, Bridge, during Kristy's sneaking off to hang out with her dad who sucks and is a loser,
Definitely.
she leaves behind... Or, I don't know if she actually leaves him behind or if he just runs away from camp and no one notices because the supervision is not well. David Michael goes on the lam!
Wait.
Wandering through town.
That's a great setup,
6
though.
years old.
Because there's a little girl who has an invisible friend named Jimmy Tony. And Mallory comes over and says, hey, Jessi, Lucy, let's just make it up. Lucy can't find Jimmy Tony. And then Mallory pretends to be like, oh, hi. And hi, Jimmy Tony. She goes, no, Jimmy Tony's not there.
Tony's not there.
That's
LOL.
like a lie. And then she's like, let me go handle this. And then he just decides to walk all the way.
He just walks away. He's like, fuck this camp.
I go, where did Mallory go? Did Mallory just ditch him too? Like, I don't know. It's just so ridiculous.
None of the kids get in trouble for that, by the way. Only Kristy gets in trouble, as if, like, I don't know. And the mom's like, you forgot your brother. And then she's like, oops, sorry, is he okay? And then the stepdad's like, hey, Kristy, I care about you. What's going on? And she's like, fuck you, Dad!
I was like, Sissy's basics genes are popping through because when she screams, you're not my father.
Oh my God.
I grew up with some kids, with some besties growing up who dealt with stepdads, and boy, oh boy, did they use that line.
Wow.
And it cuts deep.
Yeah.
That shit cuts deep. You remember my friend Mallory?
Mallory.
I absolutely remember her screaming that at her stepdad.
Mallory. Oh, God.
And I was like, I want to go home.
Oh, it's so scary. It's sad. And it's like,
it's sad.
Your stepdad's like probably so much better than your normal.
No, but he seems
dad.
like he literally is like a loving, stable father figure who I think is beautiful. That he's like, hey, I'm your father. Like, I'm not gonna treat you like a stepkid. I'm your father. You know, it's like kind of beautiful. And then she screams in his face. I was like,
it's really cute and sad. Well, it's sad, but then it's not cute. It's very sad, and then it gets kind of better. But we're coming to a head. We're getting to the end of the movie. The neighbor fucking loses it, and I would lose it too because kids went into her yard. Unsupervised kids. Just if we keep count, this is like the 1800 incident. Kids go in her yard. They cut up plants.
Her snapdragons.
Make a bouquet.
That she made from seeds.
She's like, I grew these. I've been growing these forever. And then Dawn's like, oh, sorry. I was like, Dawn? More of a reaction, please. I thought you were the plant girl. Okay, let's empathize a little bit. Thank you.
The one thing, though, with Dawn is I literally didn't realize that Dawn also ate only, like, lettuce. And I thought that was... seeds.
And at one point, one of the girls goes, did you water yourself today? So funny.
So I really related to the neighbor. I was like, man, from seeds, those are beautiful snapdragons. That's a couple seasons.
I would be,
that's like 3 years, and they just look like little plants to kids. But the one that really sent her over the edge was the stink bomb.
The stink bomb was rough. It was
from Cokie.
That was from Cokie, but then children, slingshotted it into her yard. And then Dawn is like, I gotta make amends. I'm gonna bring her over some fucking basil and herbs I've been growing in a pot or some shit. And then the lady's like, okay, that's fine. Come in and have tea.
Okay, but then we learn how cool she is.
I know! I was like, Dawn, why don't you, hang out with this neighbor more? She seems like super cool.
She was like, that was when I was in Berlin. It just so happened to be when the wall fell.
When the wall
I didn't even notice
bitch,
it. I was like, what?
Also, Carmen San Diego? What are you talking about?
Did you make up that line, or was it actually written in the movie?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
It's so funny. So they kind of make amends because the neighbor was like, I could get your camp shut down. And then it's like, oh no, the camp. But we kind of don't care about that because, Bridge, it's now Kristy's birthday. And this might be the worst birthday ever, if I had to.
It is first of all, Mallory's parents have a cool ass cabin. Yeah. And they're not going to be home late because all these freaking rich parents are just absent. They're just partying.
They're
and
busy.
They have houses and they're partying.
Oh, God.
And their lawyers making them sign contracts and they're never ever present. And so they decorate. They make snacks.
They buy
an ice cream cake with a little baseball hat on it. And they have lights and they're ready to go. And they're like, hey, do you want to ride up there? She's like, no, I'll meet you guys up there. And she gets stood up by her freaking deadbeat goddamn dad.
She lies to her mom, too, and I hated it, because you could, like, tell it was a lie. And I was like, this mom needs to wise up, because your child just rode her bike to an amusement park, was alone at an amusement park. If we looked at the statistics on how many kids got abducted at amusement parks, I think it'd be high. So I didn't like the setup. And then it's like, thunderstorm, and she gets locked inside, which again, I'm like, hello? Does anybody have eyeballs? What's going on? And the dad fucking stands her up on her birthday in the rain at the amusement park. And nobody knows where she is. And she doesn't have a phone because it's the 90s.
Well,
and
you
I don't
know
where
what?
her bike went, but
this entire plot wouldn't work if we had cell phones.
Yes. Which...
Oh my God, Katie, do you know that around 2,000 children go missing from amusement parks nationwide every year?
Every year. I'm telling you. Like, there's a lot happening in amusement parks. They're a scary place. You gotta, like, I understand why we put kids on leashes. It's funny and I'm gonna laugh at it, but I understand it, you know? But Kristy didn't have a leash, Bridge, because she's 13 and it's her birthday. And her dad wasn't there to, whatever, hang out. So.
But then she tries to call the crew and then static because landlines and payphones. And then they know where she is and they all come and give her a big hug. And I wanted to just give her a hug too.
I know. I was like, oh my God, this was the worst. And this is where she's
finally
like.
Marianne was like, hey, her dad's back. And they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That is totally, we get it. It doesn't matter what she's done or if we're mad at her. We get it. And I thought that was super cool too.
Yeah. And Luca drove them, which I was like, whose fucking car is that? Who cares? It's fine. It's Luca helping us.
I laughed that they have a million more parents.
Yeah.
But she's like, I know someone.
Yeah. Fuck the adult.
I'm like, I'm sorry, the cab, I use cabs every fucking day. We gotta bring Luca back
right?
to this dumb shit show.
God. Ugh. It was bad. It's so fine. It's like, okay, your dad sucks. And then she tells her mom about it. Her mom is like, very relaxed. Like,
I would have been so mad.
I would have hunted him down and been like, I will take you to justice with my fist.
Absolutely. Yes.
But she doesn't do that. And then he wrote her a letter that was like, job didn't work out, off to Colorado, love you. And I was like, ew, this is so real.
It's so real and it's really fucking sad. And one of my favorite lines she says to her mom is, why is he like this?
Why is he like this? Yeah, that's a great question.
And what's really sad as a parent is she can't actually lay into him in front of the daughter.
Yeah.
So she has to be like the 90s mom sitcom where she's like, he's just a dreamer.
Yeah. I'm
like,
sorry, Mom.
No, he sucks. He sucks.
His dreams are to abandon you at an amusement park on your birthday in the rain. Yeah. What a dreamer.
You could say, you know what? He messed up.
Yeah. How about that?
Period.
It's just fucking sad. And there's a lot of children of divorce in that babysitting group because then there's like two other ones that are, like Dawn's parents were divorced and then they, her mom married Marianne's dad and then
so Marianne's parents are divorced and then Stacey's parents are divorced and then Kristy's parents are divorced.
There's a lot of children of divorce, so they're all like, we get it, LOL.
I mean, messed up.
Fucking rough. And but it's fine because friendship is magic and now we have the city is coming to look at the greenhouse that they cleaned up because apparently this is the most important plot of the movie even though it's definitely not. Also, is the camp still going on? Because where are the children? Nobody knows. It's great. And the adults come and are like, this is nice, but like, you're literal children. So.
Well, they're also like, wait, this is a business? We thought this is like a club.
I'm
like,
you were like the Girl Scouts doing volunteer work, LOL.
Well, and honestly, it's a misleading name. The Babysitters Club, it sounds like corporation.
They
right?
are a for-profit. That's
But
correct.
as we know, with Stacy's excellent treasury skills, despite making $8,000, they only profit $168.
Do you think Stacey was using that on cab fare? And
She absolutely went to New York City with that money.
Anyone?
She absolutely embezzled it and went to New York City with Luca. She should have got a fake ID with that money.
She could have afforded
that would have solved so many drama issues, but...
And then the neighbor comes in clutch. She's like, I, too, am part of this committee. Don't ask questions. And she's like, you guys are fucking annoying. Let the kids have their club. Who cares?
Love it.
And then the people are like, it's too hot in here. I gotta go. And I felt that, Bridge, because I tried to go to Lowe's Garden Center today, and I was sweating so much that the guy who was checking me out at the register was literally like, are you okay? And I was like, I don't think so. Hurry up, sir. I gotta go.
You're like, I need AC.
I gotta get in the car. Holy shit.
What was cute, though, is then all of the babysitters realize, cool, we got this greenhouse, but you know what? It's not the same as Claudia's room.
Yep.
With a landline phone.
With Claudia's
that her mom and
snacks.
dad pays for.
Yes.
Snacks. A comfy bed.
Yeah.
Places that
ho.
We know that Koki's not going to come in and trash this room.
She definitely can't.
And leave her Wicked Witch of the East boots in the cement.
Yep.
And let's just give it to the poor lady we've been torturing all summer. I love that ending. And they spent all their money.
I would be like, fuck yeah, that's fucking right, greenhouse.
It was so cute too. They bought her all these like plants.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It was really sweet. It was a good ending.
And Marianne was mad because we worked all summer and all she got was a pizza.
Get over it, Marianne. What good are you? Jeez.
I was like, but memories.
But 12-year-old memories. Yes. Oh, wow. What a time.
I cannot. I'm going to
say it one last time. All right. If you watch this, whether you were in the 90s or whatever, if you watch it now, I would give the Netflix show a go. Because it only had 2 seasons, which makes me sad all day. But I really liked it. I thought it was it was modern, but it was like entertaining.
Oh, I love it.
With, the theme, the babysitters.
I love it. I don't think I watched the second season.
Oh, it's good.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, Kate, watch it or don't watch it.
I would watch it and be prepared for the 90s and the moments that make you go, huh? And just, text your friend and be like, hey, I would pick you up on your birthday in the rainstorm if your dad abandoned you at the amusement park.
Absolutely.
Because I love you.
I want to watch it with that, like, Google technology where you watch it and you circle something and it tells you where to buy it.
You're just doing that to all the fashion.
For all the outfits and the hair. I want to circle the hair and say, how'd you get that? And I'm like, perm, this frizziness. This is how we got here.
Here's a braid tutorial. Get on that. Yep. Oh, thank God. Wow.
Kate, I just gotta say, I'm gonna lead it this time.
Okay.
That if your dad, which is also my dad,
they're the same,
ever tried to be the worst to you, I would absolutely get out cell phones and tell you, I'm tracking you on Google Maps. I don't know where you're going there. He's the worst. And I'll pick you up at 8. I got an ice cream cake. Happy birthday, bitch.
I mean, I would be like, come to the amusement park with me. Or I just won't go that day because, like, the weather doesn't look good. And I could look at my phone for that.
We'll just use technology to avoid the whole thing.
Yeah!
Oh, my God.
Bridge, I just want to say, if you and I started a babysitting club summer camp when we were kids.
Wait, I just imagine us taking garbage bags and soap and water and just slip and slide.
That would be part of our camp. Just send them down, the hill, and good luck, guys. Don't break an arm. We don't have insurance or medical supplies, so. But But Bridge, if we did that, I would make sure that I supervise the kids, because I just feel like in some way that's going to help you, it's going to help me, it's going to help the club. Maybe we won't only end up with a pizza. Maybe we'll make more money. Maybe we don't employ Stacey as the treasurer. I don't know. Maybe we need a re-election.
The being the treasurer?
Yeah, not a good combo.
I love that. I definitely love that. We can make our mom sing for free. It'd be great.
Yeah, she would like that a lot.
Love that.
And normally this is where I launch into stuff with listeners, but do you have a pick for the next movie, Bridge?
I have 2 that I'm going to make you pick. And they're mysteries.
How do I pick?
Okay, so the first one is from 2005.
Oh.
Cusp of nostalgic.
Okay.
And it is with a lead actress we have done in the past.
Okay.
We'll do it again.
All right.
And it's kind of like rom-com drama, like, but directed by Cameron Crowe. You probably would never anticipate that. Now, the second one is 1991, and it's like way more lighter, funnier, and very, very nostalgic. And it's surprising we haven't done this one, but is, to people probably older than us, feel a little more nostalgic.
What's the genre for that one?
What does it say? It says it's like fantasy, but it's kind of action, but it's kind of like comedy. It's an everything.
I do like that genre, but we've been in the 90s.
You can't lose.
I know, but we've been in the 90s for a little bit, so I'm like leaning towards 2005.
Oh, really? Okay, I'll hold this one for the next pick.
Okay.
This 2005 American romantic tragicomedy, written and directed by Cameron Crowe. Aspiring young shoe designer gets fired from his high-profile job after his failure of his latest projects. To make matters work, his girlfriend leaves him. Oh my god, this is funny. I didn't know that person was in it. And he becomes suicidal.
What?
But in his morbid plans, he goes back to his hometown and meets someone played by Kirsten Dunst, a sunny flight attendant who tries to help him embrace life again. We are watching Elizabethtown.
Oh!
You have no idea what this is.
I have never seen that in my life. Fucking ever. Wow. I was like, a male shoe designer? And then my brain was like, Carrie Bradshaw? No, that's not right.
Okay, this is Orlando Bloom.
Whoa!
Kirsten Dunst.
Orlando Bloom is supposed to be a shoe designer?
He's a shoe designer that everything epically fails. And his girlfriend is Jessica Biel that dumps him.
Okay.
And then he meets Kirsten Dunst. And I gotta tell you, it's like weird and dark, but also interesting. And I want to know if it holds up or if it's horrible. And I saw it and I thought, you know what? I'm going to go for it. And now I bet you're guessing you wish you would have done the other movie. Do you want to know what the other movie is?
No. Keep the other movie because you can surprise me another time.
Okay.
Okay, well. Yeah. You know, in 2005, I was 14 and an idiot. So I definitely was not watching movies like that unless my friends made me. And I guess they didn't. So I'll watch it now. Wow.
Here we are.
Well, listeners, if you also have never seen Elizabethtown. No. If you also would definitely start a babysitter's club with your friends, mainly to hang out and eat snacks, you know, at least one night a week. And if you think that Stacey should not have been the treasurer or should have gone on a date with a older male and lied about her age, and not told her mom, or maybe she did. We're not really sure. It's weird. And if you think that Kristy's dad should have been arrested, could have been arrested, and maybe my fan theory is right away from this movie, he drives into the cornfields and the corn god eats him. And then we're all safe.
Wow.
Yeah. How did I start that? I don't know. If you think all that, you should write us a review. We love reviews. We love written reviews. You can review us on Apple Podcasts, along with some other podcasting apps. We also have a website, sisterswhoseenit.com. On our website, you can request a movie. So there is a form you can fill out. Your request goes on a list, And we look at the list every now and then, and we will do it eventually. And Bridge, what else can they do on our website?
They can buy... No, first they give us money. It just says literally give us money. Just hit the button and give us money.
Yeah.
And there's also merchandise that you can buy. And it's just funny. They're great. I want you guys to buy them and send us pictures. They're so random. And if you've watched the episodes, you get it. So check it out.
Yeah, they're pretty good ones. I personally like to wear my Matilda shirt, which says Mrs. D, Mrs. I, Mrs. FFI, Mrs. C, Mrs. U, Mrs. LTY. Why are these women married? Sisters Who've Seen It logo. That's a great one. Check that one out. Yeah.
Whee!
Yeah. So check all that out, listeners, and we hope to hear from you. All right. Well, we'll see y'all next week for Elizabethtown. Do they have British
I hope you
accents?
like it. They don't.
Oh,
it's very much like in some random town. I hope you like it. It could go either way.
Orlando Bloom, early 2000s, that was his time. That was his shining time. So
Well, here we go.
Here we are.
See you there. Right. Bye-bye. I love you.
Good. Bye-bye. Bye.
Hey.
Love you. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our website at sisterswho'veseenit.com, where you can email us, request movies to be reviewed, and keep up to date with all things sisters. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next week.